Routine for order, please rise to the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, liberty, and justice for all. Danny's absent. Terry? Here. I'm here. All right. I make a motion to accept the January 9th, 2025 organization meeting minutes. Second. All in favor? Aye. I make a motion to accept the minutes from January 9th, 2025 regular meeting. Second. All in favor? No. Aye. Make a motion to accept the special meeting minutes from January 27th, 2025. Second. All in favor? Aye. And I make a motion to accept the approval expenditures for January. Second. All in favor? Aye. Aye. Okey dokey. Public comment? Yeah. All right, Chief Support, you're up. Oh, we have a fill-in tonight.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Fill in.
Calls to date 56, EMS calls 46, fire calls 10, village calls 27, township calls 20, turnpike calls 40, EMS mutual aid given 1, mutual aid received 5.
Who was the one we helped with? You know?
I think Garrettsville, or community, sorry.
Yeah.
And who came to help us on our mutual aid?
And Braceville was a couple of them, and I wanna say community.
Alright. What else you got?
We have 3 applications recommended for hire. 2812 going to get an oil change at nearest least expensive place. And we have 2 people wanting to go to advanced class, Dave and Larissa, and wanting to know if any money available.
Advanced class for what?
EMT advanced. It's in between EMT and medic. And the class runs about $4,000 a piece.
When is the class?
It starts the
26th.
26th of February.
All we would need is a letter of intent
How long is the class?
to July 1st.
There's contracts that have to be signed if this is approved.
I only budgeted for 5,000 for this year, but, I can increase that if you wanna send them. The letter of intent's a good thing because I would recommend not paying until the taxes are in. So, which hopefully is sometime in March, but I mean, it's gonna be April at least,
Okay.
so.
Do you have any idea how much the taxes are gonna be this year?
Total's supposed to be 412, but it usually comes in around, about 220, or 425, about 400,000.
For the year.
For the year.
So it's usually half of that if we get it, if we're
Right.
lucky enough,
So,
get half of it.
cause there's a good delinquent amount out there. There's like $25,000 worth of delinquencies.
And the delinquencies are people that don't pay their taxes. and wonder why we ask for more money. Alright, pending, I make a motion pending the agreements being signed by both Larissa and Dave, that we approve with letter intent to send them to the advanced class starting February 26th, 2025 and ending July 1st, 2025.
Second.
All in favor?
Yeah.
Can you get me who I need to do the letter of intent to, please?
Yes, I'll get all that information, yes.
Thank you.
That's it, that's all I have for you.
Can we see
Yes.
the
Yeah.
PDFs, please? Thank you.
These are the three of them.
Did he say anything about this Brady?
Yes, actually Eric and I are the ones that interviewed him and I talked to him about that. He now lives in Youngstown. He is only fire carded right now. He wants to go to EMT class, which he's working on getting into a class, you know, now.
Okay.
Which he knows that he has to be dual carded,
Okay,
yes.
alright. Then one is a paramedic and one's an EMT, right?
Yes, and Jennifer, I think is her first name, she does know too that she has to be dual carded also.
Right.
We talked to her about that one too.
I think that's one him and I talked about. Okay. Alright, we're gonna do these three separate ways. Okay? Alright, I make a motion for Michael, it's Farrar, to be hired. He is a firefighter paramedic for the request of the chief. Do you need anything off of this? Can I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Alright, for the recommendation of the chief, I go ahead and make the motion to hire Brady DeLung, D-E-L-U-N-G. He's currently a firefighter, but he is required to be dual carded, so he's looking into that. He will be, all these people will be on probation. If he doesn't make that class for at least a basic, he will be terminated.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay.
One quick question, how long is the probation?
Probation's a year. And any of these, for your information, any of these classes that these people take, they have to sign an agreement with us.
It's a 2-year.
2-year agreement.
And if they fail to complete the requirement, then there's a reimbursement process.
Alright, on the recommendation of the chief, I go ahead and make a motion to hire Jennifer Williams. She is an EMT and she's looking for her fire card, right?
Yeah, she
Okay, same
had
thing,
her 36, but she let it go.
okay.
Yeah.
So, can I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
And they'll all be required to sign the agreements for that plus your probation. Okay, yeah. Okay. Anything else? Okay. old business?
No, we're still training. I think she's getting it.
Oh my gosh.
Let me know if you get your checks.
Yeah.
We wouldn't know because we don't get paid.
They don't get paid.
See, so I can't even tell you that. Okay.
They will let you know.
Oh, I don't know. There was one that let it go 2 days, so
Okay.
that's been corrected, but, so, just so everybody knows, I know one of you has emailed me, with us transitioning and with the way things go, if you move, kinda let Nick know, or put a note in the mailbox so that we know, cause there's 5 people, just because I sent the W-2s out, that we had to find new addresses for, or they were all of a sudden, oh, I forgot. So, we went through this a couple years ago too, so if you move, you gotta change all your paperwork. So, you kinda need to be responsible for that, we're not responsible for keeping track of you.
Can we run down all employees and verify their addresses within the next month?
Yeah, I
Okay.
can.
There's an employee form that we can print off the computer that has their current information that I can drop off, and we can just pass it out and have them on, cause they have to sign it and they can verify.
Okay, or you can email it to me.
Yeah.
Whichever.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
So-
fine.
That'll only alleviate it for this moment in time. Do you even want to touch, since Danny's not here, but touch on it anyways, the levy?
It's up to you guys. The other one is due as well. I got a notification from the auditor's office that the two mill we replaced with the 3 mill, the other one, the 4 mill, is up this year. So, this will be the last cycle you'll be able to pull taxes off on it. So, literally you'll have 2 levies on in November.
A renewal and a new one.
What's the formula for?
Operating, overall operating, which includes equipment and payroll and maintenance.
But that's part of the 400,000 that we get.
Yeah.
So if we happen to lose that levy,
Yeah,
cause we put it on as renewal and we don't get it,
yeah.
how much
Yeah.
money we lose?
Yeah, that one I have to go back and look, but it's the majority of your budget.
Alright,
All right, explain to me, cause I read it out of the township news. You wanted to put on a 5 mil levy, 5.17, that was generate 400 and some thousand, right? Now, I'm under the impression that that 5 mil levy will only make 400,000, right?
No, it's 400 per year.
Why do we need one for 400 per year?
That's what Danny said that he had wanted was the 400, but he asked me to go back and have her figure out what it would be like just to have $100,000 for the year.
Oh, so the mill would not be 5.17.
It would be less.
and that
Okay.
one's the one that we would earmark for an ambulance.
Right.
Yeah, definitely.
But you would
Okay.
have to put that 100,000 away.
Yeah, it'd be,
Because then if you put that on for 5 years, then when you go to do your squad, you'd have 500,000.
so when will we know what that amount will be, or
As soon
what-
as she emails
as soon
you
as she
that.
gets back,
Yeah.
okay?
But the other one, we need to do a renewal on.
Yes, which you have until July, so.
Okay.
So next month we can do the resolution of necessity and then, get the certification back and then we can do the motion to proceed. And
Okay.
then we can put it on for November.
Alright.
Cause that'll be due in August.
Alright, any new business?
So Kim and I did the payroll chew up for workers' comp. And, the settlement that we all have to pay is $4,702, which is higher than what we had paid in a long time. So, I just wanted to let you know that, that rate went up anyways,
Mm-hmm.
so, but then adding this on top of it.
So what does that mean?
This is the settlement, so we only paid so much from what they estimated out for
Okay.
our payroll from the previous year.
Mm-hmm.
So we still owe them $4,700.
Alright.
So,
Okay.
Yeah, did you guys get an email from, Rich?
Yes, I sent it off to the person that needs to be informed first,
Okay,
which happens to be the chief. Why he went around the chief, I'll never know.
He went to me as well directly via text message, and then he sent that email. So, and then I did the same thing, I forwarded it to Nick.
Because,
so we'll talk about it when Nick gets here.
yes,
All right,
because I sent it off to Nick, because just like the last ambulance or fire truck that I had sent Danny, he goes, I don't know nothing about it, give it to the person that knows about it, that's his job, so that's what I did.
okay,
What else?
that's
Yeah.
it, that's
That's
all I
it?
got.
Anybody else? Yes, Dave.
So I imagine you guys are talking about the quote for the ambulance
The quote for.
from Rich. Did he send
the
it to
one
you
that he
guys?
sent us?
Yes. So I got it too. I brought it up at the last meeting, and I guess I just don't understand why the retired chief has to reach out to Penn Care and get the quote when it was brought up multiple times in council and then in here. So you guys, and I'm relieved to hear you guys are not going after 400,000 a year no more, or not planning on it, because this right here is 175,000. So that makes me feel a lot better, because that's a lot of money. But I do have that quote here, but it sounds like you guys already got it. And then I guess my next question is, we passed a levy when I was on the fire board for increasing pay, equipment, all that.
It was, the one we passed, this last one was just for pay.
Right. So the rates are still, correct me if I'm wrong, 11, 12, and 13 an hour?
No, it went up.
It went up to 11, 12, and 13.
Went up to 11, 12, and 13.
So that's what the money's being used for, 11, 12, and 13? Is that all we can afford to give, or?
We went across the board with everything.
Okay.
That's the only money we had left. I mean, that's the money we had.
Right.
And we divided it across the board.
With the new
I
levy.
didn't just give it to one person.
Well, no,
I gave it to everybody.
absolutely.
So that was the money.
Okay, so my next question is, what is our plan for the fire district for equipment, trucks, and stuff like that? Because we're talking about fire trucks, or an ambulance right now, but you have a truck that's out of service because the frame has an issue. We have air packs, if I'm not mistaken, that are over 10 years old,
That's correct.
gear that's all expired, equipment that's old and outdated, and the facilities are getting to be outdated because it was built in 1985, I believe.
Yeah.
So what are the plans for the fire district to update all that? Because
Well,
you can buy a squad, but if you don't
You could, if
have,
you got money.
right, that's what I'm saying.
And
What are
all those
we?
delinquent taxes she's talking about? Those delinquent taxes are what gives us money.
Okay,
People don't understand. They think that we're getting all this money flowing in here, and we're not. Because when you don't pay your taxes, we don't get money.
and
So there is a big chunk of change out there that's sitting out there that people haven't paid their taxes that we're not getting. Yes, we get $400 and some. That's estimated. That's only if everybody paid their taxes. That's not happening, David.
Cindy, I understand that.
So, I understand you, I
And-
understand. So, what I'm saying is, we are looking at the best way to buy a new ambulance. Right now, our ambulance is the most important piece in this city, this village and township. I get it, we got a truck down. But that truck hardly runs more than the ambulance does to save lives. So that is our goal, is to get another ambulance so we are not stuck, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Again, I don't have $175,000 to throw at something,
Right.
okay? That's just the vehicle. That doesn't include everything else that goes into it.
Oh, I know that very well.
Okay.
I know that.
So, I can get an ambulance, but it's gonna sit until I can get the money to fill it with what we need.
Yep.
So, that's the issue. If I had money to throw at it, I would do that, but I don't. And in the meantime, I thought it was more important when we passed that last levy to make sure that money went to our employees. And that's where it went. Yes, that levy could have been used for anything. But we all sat here and told those people we were gonna get a raise, and they did.
Right. But I think we earmarked it for payroll and stuff like that.
Payroll
It
was
was-
the only thing we earmarked
Right,
for.
so that's-
So that's what it went for.
Yes. But my question is, we have all this stuff going,
bad.
we're going downhill.
Absolutely.
And-
Well, because with all this equipment's over 30 years old.
Right. So my question is,
Mhm.
what's the 5-year outlook? Are we going to have a fire department? Are we?
My plans are we're gonna have a fire department. We are trying to do, what do I wanna say? A plan that we can get things back to normal. The people get their equipment, in 3 years we swap some out, get some new, swap some out. But again, as you know, our equipment's over 30 years old. We
Right.
got a truck down right now. I'm not throwing money at it. I'm not throwing $100,000 at that truck. That to me is ludicrous for something that's over 30 years old. It's gonna break down again.
So have we? And I know people don't want to hear this, but have we discussed or even thought about the idea of possibly merging with Garrettsville or Braceville or another district, because stuff's getting more expensive and our property values may be going up, but we're losing people in our village and the township, and money's not going to just magically start flowing in, and people are getting tired of shelling out more money, especially when the auditor comes in and raises everybody's valuations.
I got that too. Thank you very much.
Yeah, it's all artificially inflated.
Thank you very
And
much.
when we got one that we're gonna have to renew in November, now we're gonna put an additional on.
Well, if you want to merge with somebody else, then you have to get the village and the township together. Because this board represents the village and the township,
Right.
but can't make that decision.
I thought the board could make that decision.
I don't believe I can make that decision to merge with another, no.
Okay.
Because you have the village and the township.
Right. But you're the governing board of both.
I'm the governing board of the fire district.
Okay. But
Not-
so it's open if it's a possibility, because I look at the real picture here, and I'm sure you guys do too. But I don't see us getting enough money to replace everything because it's so expensive nowadays with the money that the village has and the township combined. It just doesn't seem like a actual positive outlook. You know, we can buy a squad, but then we're going to taxpayers in 3 years for more money, or 2 years for more money for an engine, and then we go to taxpayers for equipment, and then we just keep going and going, and it's just like the Waterloo School District, who they kept putting on, it kept failing. I don't want to see that happen.
I don't either.
I feel like we're at a point now where we
But
need
I'll
to do
also
something.
tell you, Dave, in the last 2 years, these books have been solid. They haven't just been willy-nilly spent.
Right. But let me ask you this.
But you gotta understand, prior to that point, that's what it was.
Right. I know.
Okay.
I
So from here, a year and a half forward, I think we're doing pretty good that we have money to be able to spend on the right things.
but you still have a staffing issue too.
Everybody does.
Oh, I know.
Everybody does.
I know that.
So, but I'll tell you what.
I know.
I'll take my staffing issue over anybody else's, because at least I have people that are willing to show up in the nick of time and be here to help out. I don't know that other people have that ability or that luxury.
I understand that, but I'm also looking at, was there one on duty right now, or are you on duty?
Right now there's one.
One. So today we had the gas issue with the gas line. We had Garrettsville there.
Okay.
So we had one in the engine, one in the squad, but we still had to call in another municipality for a gas leak.
Okay.
That's what I'm looking at. Like, we are staffing, but we're still not paying. I worked for a place that paid over $20-some an hour. We were full time, making over $80,000 a year. We still couldn't get people.
Right.
So it's not really a money issue, but you still have to have everything on the backside to protect those people and give them the right tools for when they go there. So I guess what I'm getting at is it even in your minds to possibly look at maybe combining, because
I've never even thought of it.
okay.
I've never even thought of it.
You have to watch the county over county lines, because Braceville is in Portage County.
I just threw them out for
I
an
understand,
example.
but just so that you're aware,
Yeah.
there may be some discrepancies and some issues with that over
Right.
the county line issue.
Yeah, tax issues and everything else.
Because
So
they may do their budget commission stuff different than what our budget
Right.
commission stuff does. So, yeah, I caution you with that.
I just want to see where you guys are thinking for future.
I wish it was like the old days that everybody lived in town.
I agree.
And they all volunteer.
And they all volunteered, but
Yep.
that's.
There's
not
no
what we
volunteer at all anywhere really.
get. No, there's not, and.
It's like
you don't have
1%.
people- And you don't have all your employees living in one town either.
Exactly.
So, I'm blessed with what we have and how dedicated they are, because if it wasn't for the dedication of the ones that we have, this town, I don't know where it would be. But anyways, as far as community coming over here, I will tell you that in the last 6-8 months, we've been washing each other's back here. We've been over there just as much as they've been over here. I mean, a gas leak is one thing. Hopefully everybody was on call as far as if it blows, because whether it blows or, if it blows, we're all SOL. So, but I'm sure that if it would have blown, we would have had everybody and their brother here.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I get it, but we're working our best with what we got as far as our monies. We don't get anything extra because most of our clientele here is Medicaid.
Mm-hmm.
So for
Your billing
those that
doesn't
don't
work out that well.
understand this, Medicaid, if you're a Medicaid patient, I can transport you or whatever, I'm only getting $127.
$27.
That is it.
Yep.
I'm not getting any more. That is it. That doesn't even pay for my guys and girls to go out there and take care of them.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm having to take out of my pocket to pay for that.
Right, and I understand all that. That's why.
I know
and
you
that's,
do, but you're
right.
filming it. I'm just talking
Yep.
to the audience.
And that's why I do it, so that everybody's
because
informed.
that's what people don't understand. They all
Right.
think we're getting, hey,
Buku dollars.
your commercial insurance. I'm billing your insurance $800. I ain't getting $800. I'm getting
Yep.
what they give me.
Right.
And
Well-
no, I can't say I'm not going to that house. No, I can't say I'm not going to take care of that patient. I'm bound by ethics and law, and I have to go. And if they come back and say I'm not paying you a dime, I still have to go.
Mm-hmm.
That's the nature of the beast. So,
Thank you.
you're welcome.
My question is a lot simpler.
Oh, really?
I think, well, probably not. I'm torn on the levy, so I was going to request a budget inquiry so I can educate myself to see, how, and if you're as solid as you say you are, more than likely you'll sway my vote. But, I would like to see it and read it and look at it,
Okay.
if that's all right.
We are a public entity, and anybody can look at anything. Even our employees are.
So how do I go about getting
How
that?
do we go about it?
You just made a public records request. I just need to know the years that you want to look at.
We'll go the last 2 years because they're going to be the most shining.
Do you have an email or a mailing address? That
You're going to have to speak up. I'm deaf.
Do you have a mailing address or email?
9905 East Center Street, Windham, Ohio.
And your name?
Sam DeSalvo.
Okay.
Can you give me an estimated time when that's gonna be?
What's the statement? In a timely manner.
I still didn't hear a word she said.
I asked her if there was a time frame. She said in a timely manner, which if you look by the state law, she's gotta get it to you in a timely manner, which doesn't mean months or years.
Right. And it doesn't say exactly how much because the
It
state,
depends on how quickly I can gather the
Right.
information together for
Yep. the wonderful book does not give exacts.
No,
Well, I appreciate your time and effort.
no, but no, I mean, it's, yeah, it's,
With
I didn't
the,
mean to be sarcastic.
no, not at all. I mean, we've learned a lot in the last month. We are a public entity. Our employees' files are public. Our files are public. I mean,
I work for a municipality. I
yeah,
get it.
so unfortunately you ask, we have to provide. So,
That's
I've
the
learned to
beautiful thing
embrace
about keeping government in check.
pardon me?
I've learned to embrace it.
So, anything else?
Nope.
Was that your house? Was that gas leak in front of your house?
No, it was down way past My house. It was on Bright Drive, past the curve,
Almost,
almost short.
Somebody dig or just,
Oh, our fiber project is going on. They decided to, didn't mark the gas line, and they went right through it. Yeah.
Oops,
Yeah.
that was oops.
well, the last time I had somebody mark something in my yard, it wasn't right either, so.
Me either. Yeah.
That's
But
my
I
house.
won't say no more on camera.
Alright, if there's nothing else, then I make a motion to adjourn at 6 o'clock. Wow. Second?
Second.
All in favor? Aye.